Hey guys, Mr. Purple here to bring you my first YouTube video for the new channel I'm calling Purple Kill Throw, aka PK Throw, in honor of my main Ness. So, on this, I'm going to be talking about upcoming tournaments coming up and who I predict to win the tournament, generally the Thursday or Friday before each event. Now, people may be wondering, why are you doing predictions? Why does that matter? Does anyone really care about that? I mean, the answer currently, maybe no. Not many people may care about current predictions or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of sporting events such as baseball, football, basketball, as well as esports events such as League of Legends and Counter-Strike, have not only commentators who talk about the event, players, TOs, but also they have predictors, people who talk about the matchup, people who talk about who they think's gonna win, top 8, top 13, stuff like that. Yeah, commentators throw out stuff like, oh, who do you think's gonna win? They say who they think's gonna win, but nobody really says, oh, here's who I think's gonna get top 8 before the tournament starts. Who I think's gonna pull up some crazy upsets? Who do I think's the underdog of this tournament? Who's gonna have a big day today? Stuff like that. And I feel like that this might be the next big step in order to taking us to the next level of esports. Now, obviously, not many people know me. I'm small, the grassroots type of organization I'm doing here. But we're going to have to work at it, try to maybe somebody else better than me who has better technology. Obviously, my audio isn't great or anything like that, in order to move us further in this direction. I feel like this will be great for the community. I feel like it's something that people will enjoy and so forth. So, obviously, I'm going to be talking about SCR Saga. That's coming up this weekend. They just released brackets earlier today. I put together my prediction probably within roughly an hour. So I'm going to talk about that. But before I do, anybody who's new or doesn't know me, I guess the only credentials I really have is that I'm like 58th on the skill keeper in Georgia, which nobody really cares about. But I'm now moving on to Connecticut in order to go to college and support the Smash scene there. And why I should be good at these predictions is probably I got second at Melee Fantasy and CEO Dreamland, and that actually got me free venue at CEO, which was a great event to be at. And also, I got first in Arms Saga by quite a few points, I think. I think I won by roughly 300 to 400 points above anyone else. So I at least have maybe some credibility, depending on who you're talking to. But anyways, so much bantering, let's get right into it. So first, I'm going to actually talk about the upsets before I talk about my top 13. I feel like it's a good idea to talk about the upsets first, so that you understand why the top 16 may be how they are. So the first one I want to talk about is Chanshu, out from Japan. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I actually have him having a solid placing with his Ryu at 17th. And the big upset I have him having is that he's going to upset Void in winners finals of their pool. They're in the same pool, they're expected to play in winners finals. Honestly, I saw Void playing against some of the Ryus at Super Smash Con as well as some other events. And Void just seems to really, well, I guess most Sheik seem to really struggle with that matchup. I'm not sure exactly what it is, maybe it's just how early Ryu can kill Sheik, but I really feel that Ryu is definitely even with Sheik, but I do feel like the Ryu mains have some sort of edge against Sheik mains in general. I'm not exactly sure what it is yet, but obviously something to watch out for. But Chanshu, I'm getting 17th place, being voided in an upset, but actually losing to Mistake on winner's side, and then on loser side is losing to Takera, who I'll be talking about later. The other player I have getting 17th is Venom, who is another Ryu main from Montreal. You'll be hearing a lot of Ryus, obviously, SCR Saga, all the Ryus coming out and such. And I actually have Venom pulling off 2 upsets in his pool. The first one I have him doing is playing the Mewtwo that everyone knows, Panda Global's own Rich Brown. I really feel that, Rich Brown's a great player, but I feel that there's just a lot of upset potential against Rich Brown. Yeah, he has his solid outings, but there's a lot of players that I feel could just step beyond that, and I feel Venom is a very up-and-coming player who doesn't get to travel out of the country very much, the US, who could really put on a great showing here. The other person I'm upsetting is Mr. R for the same reason I mentioned earlier. I really feel like Sheik is a tough matchup for Ryu, though I do consider it still 50-50. I just think there's some stuff that Ryu's got going on that could definitely take out any Sheik player, whether it's BS or skill. It's just a matter of if you get stuck in a situation like that. So I have Venom coming out on winner's side, top 48, but then I have him losing his first two matches, similar to Chanshu, losing to Komorikiri and then Abadango in losers. The next player I'm going to talk about is going to be, let's talk about Locus. Locus, obviously, he's a top player in the PGR, but honestly, since the new season started, I haven't seen that much from Locus. I'm waiting for a good outing, and I think this might be the day. Obviously, he's showing that Ryu support with the rest of the Ryus out there, and I'm expecting them to have an upset against Ally. Now, you might be thinking, well, Locus beat Ally at Civil War, so why does it really matter? And it's just like, yeah, I don't know if I really consider that an upset. Ever since Ally's eye surgery, he hasn't really had an amazing outing. He's kind of been a bit down on himself, and he doesn't really have the mentality, I feel, to really compete well in these tournaments. I actually have Ally finishing 33rd, losing to Takera in losers. Now, that's a kind of bold prediction. I really like Ally as a player. I actually rated Ally to get top 8 last week, but I just am feeling that Ally may be going downhill from here. Now, Locus, that means he'd be coming out on winner's side playing MKLeo. I have him losing that matchup. Then beating K9's Bruce, making K9 take 17th, and then losing to Lima, the Bayonetta player. Now, next one I'm going to talk about is Eon, the Fox player from California. I really think he is going to be another top Fox player, similar to Charliedaking, who's going to have that great outing in a saga. And I think it's Eon's turn, and you know how Charliedaking started his run? He beat Abadango, and I am predicting the same for Eon. I think Eon will beat Abadango in this tournament and send him to losers, putting Eon on winner's side of top 48 against LarryLurr, the other Fox, and I think LarryLurr will take him out, send the losers. I then have Eon beating Phoniex, the Sonic player from SoCal, which will be a nice win for Eon, and then losing to Salem, the Bayonetta player everyone knows, Evo champion, DreamHack champion. So yeah, then got two more upset players for you here. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to talk about Takera a little bit. I think Takera is another Ryu from Japan who I think is going to have a great outing. I think he should be expected to finish 9th. Now, I think Takera won't make it out of winner's side of his pool. I expect him to lose to Salem in winner's finals of his pool, sending in the losers against what I mentioned earlier, being Ally, who got upset earlier by Locus. So Takera beats Ally, and then I see Takera going up against Samsora and pulling off another win against Samsora. I feel like Takera is actually pretty underseeded. He's a top player in Japan. He's going to really come out here and definitely take down some of these PGR players, whether it's the ones I list or not. So be prepared for Takera regardless of if this actually happens or not. So after taking down Samsora and making Samsora finish 25th at this tournament, you'd go up against Chanshu, the other Ryu from Japan. What a great matchup. Both of the Ryus from Japan having the matchup. People are going to be saying, this bracket sucks and stuff, but it happens. So I'm going to say Takera beats Chanshu and goes up against Void and then beats Void as well. That's right, Void's going to get double eliminated by Ryu. I just like Ryu against Sheik. And then Takera finishes 9th, losing to Komorikiri. The last upset I'm going to say is a Bayonetta. I'm going to say Lima. Now, Lima might not be a huge upset to some people. He obviously got 9th at Evo, a very strong placing, and put him on the map. Now, I do have him not making out of winner's side of his pools. I do have him losing to Fatality, the man who says he can destroy any Bayonetta. I feel like that's going to be a very close match, and I almost went with Lima on that one for the upset, but I've decided that Fatality, I think, is going to pull one out after his close set with Salem at Super Smash Con. So then I expect Lima to go to losers and play against Rich Brown and eliminate him, making him finish 33rd. I then have him playing against the Falco, AC, / Meta Knight, and beating AC, causing AC to get 25th. I then expect him to beat PGR player Anti, who's going to end up getting 17th, then proceeding to beat Locus, and not much of an upset in my opinion. I think Lima is actually a bit better than Locus at this point. And then I actually have Lima losing to JK, which is going to be somebody that I'm going to bring up as my big man for today. So just to recap, I have Lima and Takera as my top upsets outside the top 8, finishing 9th. I have Eon and Locus both finishing 13th, respectively. I have Chanshu and Venom finishing 17th. So now I'm going to talk about my top 16, and I'll do a further in-depth into how I think my top 8 is going to proceed. So, top 16 wise, I have, one second, sorry. Oh, I'm going to get so many dislikes for how long this is taking. Let's see, top 13. In 13th, I have Locus, as mentioned earlier, Mr. R, Void, and Eon. I do have Mr. R losing to Abadango in loser side. Now, also, along with that, I'm going to say my 9th place, which is Lima, Abadango, Takera, and Salem, as some may be surprised. Salem, I actually have losing to JK. I think JK is going to have a really good run. He'll lose to JK on winner side and lose to Mistake on loser side. Just be ready for that. So, actually, I'm sorry, losing the Tweek on loser side. Yeah, this video is getting a bit messed up real quick. Anyways, top 8 then. In 7th place, I have got Komorikiri. So Komo is going to easily make it through his pool and so forth, and will be playing Venom in winner side top 48 and beat Venom, I believe. 3-0 is my guess. He'll then go up against Zero, and I think he'll lose that 3-1. Then he'll go up against Takera. I think he will be able to take that 3-2. And then I have him losing to Tweek. And I think that's going to be a close set. I think that's going to be a 3-2 set. A very exciting Cloud Ditto. I don't know how everyone will love that and complain about DLC. The other person we have in 7th place is Mistake. I have Mistake going through as projected to make it out of his pool on winner's side, and then beating Chanshu, the Ryu player, in order to advance, and then losing to Nairo, followed by him going to losers and beating Abadango, and then losing to JK. Now JK, I have getting 5th. JK is going to be the man of this tournament. I feel that JK has a really good chance of being the best at the Bayo Ditto. I don't know if you guys remember this, but at EVO, JK actually sent Salem to losers. So I feel JK is going to be the best Bayo, claimed as the best Bayo Ditto player in the world. So JK, I actually have starting by making it out of his pool on winner's side by beating CaptainZack in the winner's finals of their pool. That's right, 2 Bayonettas projected to play each other yet again. So I expect JK to make it out on winner's side, sending CaptainZack to losers, to actually end up facing Mr. R for 25th place, and CaptainZack is going to end up finishing 25th in a sad showing. So then, top 48, winner's side. Who does JK play? But Salem, and I expect JK to take that one as well, taking out 2 Bayonettas and sending them to the losers bracket. So then I expect JK to go up against LarryLurr, where I actually expect LarryLurr to win that one. So JK is going to go to losers, and he's going to beat another Bayonetta by the name of Lima, and then he's going to beat another Bayonetta by the name of Mistake. So that's JK is going to single-handedly take out all the Bayonettas for everyone. He's going to basically clear the Bayonetta bracket just so he can advance himself. And you know him, he's pop-offs for Bayonetas, so he's not going to feel very good about taking out all of them, but I think he's the best at the Bayonetta Ditto, and we'll see if this holds true. And then I have him losing to Nairo. So next up, I've got Tweek also finishing 5th. On winner's side, I have Tweek beating Anti. Probably going to be a 3-1, maybe 3-2 if Anti is feeling good. Then I'm going to have him losing to MKLeo. I'm not going to predict whether he goes Marth or Cloud or Corin. Let's just say MKLeo is going to beat Tweek. And then Tweek is going to go to losers and beat Salem. I feel after seeing DreamHack where Tweek beats Salem and the other close set that they had at EVO that I think Tweek might actually be a better player than Salem. I feel it's just one of Salem's bosses that he's going to have to deal with over time. This might be the tournament he does it, it might not be, but I'm going to say for now that Tweek is still going to beat Salem. And then I have Tweek beating Komo in the Cloud Ditto. And then going on to lose to MKLeo again. So next, in 4th place, I have MKLeo. I have MKLeo making it out in top 48 winner's side, no problem, beating Locus in top 48, then playing Tweek in top 32 winner's side, and then I have him losing to Zero, obviously his boss, and sending him to losers to go play Tweek, as I mentioned earlier, MKLeo beating Tweek, and then I'm going to have MKLeo losing to Nairo, who's going to be on loser's side. Now Nairo's going to be on loser's side because of this guy who gets 3rd, LarryLurr. I have LarryLurr going to winner's top 48, playing Eon, beating Eon, then going up against JK, beating JK as I mentioned, and then I actually have LarryLurr beating Nairo. I think, I can't remember where it was, I think it was CEO, LarryLurr beat Nairo pretty handily, and I think LarryLurr is actually doing a really good job of learning the ZSS matchup. Maybe Nairo pulls out his Bowser, but I can't imagine that would really tilt LarryLurr at all, and I really think Larry is going to beat Nairo in the winner's side, and then lose to Zero, be a bit tilted, and lose to Nairo in losers finals. That brings me to Nairo. I have him making it out on winner's side, obviously, and I have him beating Fatality, followed by Mistake, losing to LarryLurr. Then I have him beating JK, MKLeo, and LarryLurr. That's right, it looks like he's trying to build this big run again that's like Super Smash Con and gonna take another win. But then I have him losing to Zero. I think Zero is going to win this tournament. He is due to have a tournament. This isn't the most stacked tournament, and I feel like Zero kind of suffers at those high-level events. He never seems to really pull it off, like at EVO or at DreamHack or at Super Smash Con most recently. He's been having a lot of trouble pulling in those wins at the end. So Zero I have beating falln in top 48, Komo in top 32, MKLeo in top 16, Larry, and then Nairo in order to take the tournament. I think that Zero is going to win. So just to recap, Zero first, Nairo second, Larry third, MKLeo fourth, JK and Tweek with the upsets at 5th, and Mistaken Komo at 7th. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, it should help me a lot, and I know this is my first video, the audio quality is not great, the video quality is not great, obviously me getting out my words isn't great, but this is a work in progress. I think predictions are going to be the next big thing, and I think this is something we have to really start supporting, whether it's me or someone else. Just make sure to support someone doing this so that we can get closer to being the real esports, man. Have a good one. PK Throw, out.